In 1941, the first diesel locomotive rolled into Spencer shops, Southern Railway's largest steam locomotive repair facility in the Southeast. A dozen years later, in 1953, the railroad had completely dieselized, relegating their steam locomotives to smaller railroads or to the scrap heap. The Southern number 6133 in 1950 was one of 20 locomotives ordered by Southern Railway from Electromotive Division, a General Motors subsidiary. Now, it's an FP7 type of locomotive. That meant it was strong enough to pull freight trains, but also equipped with a large steam generator which would heat passenger cars. It was a utility player, able to pull both freight trains and passenger trains. The number 6133 was technically owned by a Southern subsidiary, Cincinnati, New Orleans, and Texas Pacific Railway, but that was a formality, done more for bookkeeping. During its first 20 years, the 6133 was used for small branch line and secondary mainline service, pulling passenger and mail express trains across the entire Southern Railway system. The 6133 was equipped with a 16-cylinder prime mover generating 1,500 horsepower. Now, the size of the engine was important. The gear ratio between the pinions on the traction motors and the large gears on the driving axles truly gave the FP7s the power they needed to climb steep grades. When Amtrak formed in 1971, most railroads handed over their passenger service to the new federally supported railroad. After all, passenger rail travel had been diminishing for years, with people choosing automobiles or airplanes instead. Southern was one of just 4 railroads opting to keep their passenger service, sharing the Southern Crescent with Amtrak and keeping their other routes. So in the early 1970s, when the Asheville Special went from being operated daily via Winston-Salem to being operated tri-weekly from Salisbury to Asheville, 6133 became a common locomotive assigned. A dome car was added to the train, and it continued service until August of 1975. The Asheville Special was then replaced for 2 more seasons by the weekend Skyland Special, which operated in the fall for leaf peepers between Asheville and Old Fort. With no practical turning facilities at Old Fort, 2 FP7s were assigned to this train, 6133 and 6141. According to American Rails, it's perhaps the only example of a railroad offering regularly scheduled excursions on its own property. It operated for about 2 years, discontinuing in 1977. The FP7s remained company pets, used on special passenger movements, including double-heading with steam locomotives on occasion for the Southern Steam Specials. It was in 1979 that Southern Railway finally relented and turned over its passenger service to Amtrak. With that move, the 6133 was retired. In 1980, the engine was donated to the North Carolina Transportation Museum Foundation. It was brought here to the former Spencer shops, restored to its original green and imitation aluminum paint scheme, and has been riding the rails here at the museum ever since. In addition to pulling the museum's regular train ride and special event train rides, number 6133 has a following all its own and has appeared at numerous events off-site throughout the years, an ambassador for the museum, keeping alive the spirit of Southern Railway and locomotive history. The 6133 has also been featured at special one-time only railroad festivals at the museum. And the 6133 was part of an impressive train in 2016, a triple header with the Norfolk Southern Southern Heritage Unit and the Class J number 611 Streamliner steam locomotive for excursion trips to Asheville and Lynchburg. Number 6133 is going strong after 70 years and will keep going at the North Carolina Transportation Museum in Spencer. Continue to learn at home with other great videos from the North Carolina Transportation Museum on Facebook, YouTube, and nctrans.org. The North Carolina Transportation Museum in Spencer is the museum that moves you.